Hello, everyone. This is Interstellar Radio. Tonight, today's date is June 29, 2019. We have Gina on the line for tonight's broadcast. So, Gina, greetings. How's it
Greetings.
going?
Hello.
All right. I don't know. Do you have any spiritual stuff you want to talk about before we take a dive or anything?
But yeah, take a dive. I feel that tonight's conversation will just organically happen. There's nothing, I have no agenda. So I think that we'll just let it flow and see what information comes through me to share. And I'm open to answer any questions that you may want me to answer as well.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. Does the spirit world have anything that you're getting from them that they want people to know?
Right. So, absolutely, the most important message that came through to me as I called to them before this call, as I always do, asking for guidance and asking for protection and any information that they wish to share. The first thing that came out was the power is within you. So instead of giving power away to other people, the power that you need for whatever endeavor you're going through, whatever you're working on, is within you. The neuroplasty in our brain is capable of forming to whatever it is that you want it to be, just like Play-Doh. So creating it in the mind, manifesting it in your life, in this life here on earth, is where your power is. And that was what came through right before I dialed in to speak with you.
Yeah, that's very powerful. Yeah, because many people go to religious groups to get information, giving away their power.
That's right.
Like,
So this is really about finding it within yourself. We're all going to be experiencing maybe depression, anxieties, stress, loss, happiness, love, all of the emotions in different times, in different cycles. So the only answer that is going to be helpful for you is going to be coming from within you. So to seek an answer to where you are, an answer, somebody, telling you what you should do is not something that is advised.
mm-hmm.
So that is really a very strong, powerful message as well. Even I was struggling very recently and had to go back into myself. I didn't call somebody, what should I do? I didn't go, frantic and reading a book to say, well, what did other people do? I actually practiced this, and it's ironic that this message just came up today through this this meditation, is that I did that very act. And the period of time it took to recover from the stress that I was experiencing had been much shorter. It didn't linger, it didn't last, and I didn't impose it my space and what I was dealing with on another person either. Mm-hmm. So we are taught, well, if you have a problem, go reach out to a friend. Absolutely, because another person is not going to have the answer for you, but they can absolutely hold space for you to support you through whatever it is that you may be experiencing, good or difficult.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, it's connecting to the God within.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And it was a beautiful experience to have and see. It's very, I should say that it was difficult to experience in the moment. But coming through that and coming out the other side of this confusion that I had been going through, was really powerful for me in the moment that I said, well, look at what that my mind, my heart chakra I opened my heart chakra. That was really the situation that I was dealing with for myself. So I was really having a hard time opening my heart chakra. And it really hurt to physically go through this process of healing within myself, not calling somebody or not, seeking the answer outside. But once I went through the process, it felt really very healing, and actually transforming, permanent, not a temporary Band-Aid, you see.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people don't know they can do that.
Right. We're all wired the same way to be able to do these tasks. And nobody is more powerful than another person. It's just that some of us are actually exercising this and utilizing this tool that we have, that you all have, wired within you to do and to manifest. I'm sitting in my new space, and this new space is the most beautiful space that I could have manifested for myself. Most recently, I relocated. Mm-hmm. I think we talked about that last month. I was preparing. I'm literally there now. Yeah. And every day I look around, and it is exactly what I manifested for myself. But it actually is more than what I could have imagined. And you hear people use these words to describe certain experiences, like, oh, it was better than I could have imagined. Well, it is, because if you just allow the manifestation to come through you, it will provide you exactly what it is that you see and imagine for yourself, if that makes any sense.
Well, yeah, it's manifesting what you need. That's usually the easier ones to manifest.
That's right.
If you're manifesting like a new car every other week, I'm not sure if that works out too well. It might work for some people.
But it's actually, you know what? It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, exactly.
So the universe is conspiring for you always. Mm-hmm. So tapping into the energy and manifesting for yourself, whether it be a job that you are looking to embark on, mm-hmm. or a new home that mm-hmm. you can heal in, because this home that I'm in is a home for healing. Mm-hmm. Not only myself, but those that are come here for healing. I'm able to work in this space. It's a beautiful space designated for healing. I can walk 100 feet and put my feet into the ocean. And every day, a blessing to do that, to be able to heal from the water and ground every day. So how did this happen? I can't tell you a play-by-play. It began in my mind, and I had to be very clear. So whenever we're manifesting or looking to manifest something within our lives, we have to be very, very specific. If you have this broad imagination as to what it is that you want, but you're not very clear, it makes it very hard for that to come through. So be very clear. And you will always have what you need. You don't know exactly what you want, and it shouldn't be about want. It's about having all that you need to create the life that you have inside of you that you want to express outside of yourself.
Yeah, it's like what you're doing here to help others. and I feel like some people are manifesting like what I got image as you're talking, like, and they're like manifesting a novel, kind of like their story, you
Mm-hmm.
know, just page, every day is a page, you can say. They might not be going and doing all the things that they want to be doing, but they are manifesting what they need to experience.
Right, but there's also, there's no timing for this.
No.
Meaning, if you put a deadline on something, then you're actually doing yourself a disservice. Just like anything else that you do in life, if you let's use the physical healing of our bodies as an example, because I am a body worker, and I do energy work and help people specifically overcoming pain,
Mm-hmm.
physical and emotional pain. So you have an option. You could go naturally to seek help naturally, whether it be through organic foods, natural holistic doctors, and whatever, or you could go ahead and go and have medication or surgery, which is sometimes is definitely necessary, but there are options in other cases. Not every case requires radical treatment, but people do seek these other alternative medicines for healing, even though it takes a longer time for the healing of the physical body because it's an organic transformation. It's not a synthetic block when we're bringing in, surgery or medication for healing. So what I'm saying this for is natural, permanent transformation occurs at a slower rate than if you were to force a temporary relief through synthetic or non-organic procedures. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if we are looking to manifest our heart's desires, our true purpose of who we are organically, it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. You may see some steps, some signs that are leading you in that direction through your, meditation and like I said, your, thinking of what it is that you want in your life and having to create it. Some people get very frustrated and don't believe that it is possible because it didn't happen fast enough.
Yeah, some manifesting can take 10, 20 years, depending on what it is.
This space here took 3 years. This space, I had to be patient. I had to make sacrifices outside of myself. And it took time. And yes, it was frustrating some days, but I would always go back and to my meditations, to my self, my higher self, and seek comfort because that's where we have to trust. We have to trust the process that this is absolutely happening for ourselves, and just like with you, with your rabbit, right? Mm-hmm. Your comics. This is not something that that happened overnight, number one. Mm-hmm. And it's still being created and being manifested right as we speak. So people are seeing parts of it and you're experiencing parts of it, but truly its purpose will be revealed. We don't know when, but it's coming. And that is why it's going to be, a very, very special time for you because this is truly your expression of what you have manifested within yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something like that takes, some projects like that can take a couple of years, but usually the ones that are there to hang on for a long time can take a long time to put together. So
that's right.
Yeah.
So I hope that information
Oh yeah.
was helpful.
Yeah, it's not people forget about their own abilities of you find answers within. Of course you can't always find everything within, but sometimes you do need input from others. But you'll find that person though.
That's right. So seeking out a support system for yourself, and if you don't have any within your immediate, demographics, you can always reach out to you, Ivan, right? Or
Mhm.
on, there's certain support groups that are global, and the awakened masses have a lot of groups out there and making themselves available with no charge to, have a support system in place. So yeah, it's there. You just have to make the choice for yourself. Nobody can tell you what to do. Nobody should be telling you what to do. So
Yeah, there are some that go through a pain that you can't, even if you do help them, they don't always, heal from it. Sometimes some people don't want to heal or don't know
that's
how
right.
or something like that.
So do you remember we did talk about that once
Hmm.
a few months back, where people don't want to heal, and you say, well, that's a terrible way to think, or why would you say something like that? Well,
Hmm.
there's a reason behind that statement, and the reason is most people identify themselves with a certain illness or event that has occurred in their life.
Hmm.
And the fear of healing from that said disease or, recovering from an event in their life is frightening, because then they, in their minds, will lose themselves if they heal from that. For example, a battered woman, I have been, and I'm going to speak about it because it's been something that affected me in my life 25 years ago.
Mm.
And when I was 25 years old, so I just gave my age away. So back 25 years ago, things were very different, and I was not awake, and I identified as a victim for many years to follow, and I couldn't heal from this affliction because it was who I became in my mind. I created this image of who I am based on this event. So it took a very long time. It took probably another 15 years that I was the victim of domestic violence, and that was my identity.
Mm.
And so it wasn't until I had my awakening that I realized that I'm not that event, and I don't have to be that event any longer. And once I lose this identity of victim to domestic violence, of which I experienced, there are so many parts of me that I can now discover and heal from. So I had to go through that process on my own. You can't tell another person that they should, nor should you tell somebody that they should get over it, because that's the worst thing that you can do. I feel that it is just having the right support system around you to hold space for you while you are on this discovery. And once you lose identity with that said event or that disease, once you lose that identity, you become who you truly are. So people who are not wanting to make change is simply fear of losing their attachment to those diseases or events. And that's very scary, because then who are they then? In their mind, who are they?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I think just having someone to help navigate that process is very important. Some people say, well, I have cancer, I have relatives that have gone through that and have come out of it. Thank goodness for that. But I have cancer. No, you are experiencing this at this particular time, but this is not who you are. Who we are is not what happens to us.
Yep. Well, yeah, as you're saying that, some people have to go through those events in a few lifetimes until they're ready to, not be a victim of it. It depends.
That's true. Absolutely. So that is a very important, the information, they're showing me this information as I'm talking to you, because this is what their message was from the beginning of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
The power is within you. Stop seeking it outside of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain is capable of being transformed, just like Play-Doh can be made into whatever you want it to be. And that is the message.
Yeah, because it's just, you got patience is a big part of it. It's patience is huge, because someone just an instant, answer, as you said earlier.
Right, and there is no such thing.
Mm.
There's we could put a Band-Aid on something, but it's not going to make it go away. In fact, sometimes putting a Band-Aid over it manifests it even more, makes it worse.
Mm.
So it needs to be exposed to heal.
It even feels like, I'm getting this from your guides for your move. Some of them are kind of, I feel, panicky in some regard. Maybe during transition, there was some panic energy there.
Absolutely, and that's a human reaction. We all have that. But how do we navigate through that process? How do we navigate through the anxieties? And so there are tools.
Mm-hmm.
And, having massage, having acupuncture, eating clean, and, being one with nature is so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
As a body worker, I always say to somebody who says, well, I can't afford a massage. Well, it's not about not being able to afford a massage. You can't afford not to have a massage or any body work done, because it's not a luxury. It's actually a necessity for the body to heal. Mm-hmm. It does so many wonderful things to you. Touch is very important. Through massage or any touching, whether it be, a hug or a holding hand or any affection is healing. And I see sometimes there are people that haven't been neglected of this very critical component of human growth, and that is a lack of affection or a lack of touch, or even to have a connection with animals and nature. So many people don't really expose themselves to this. Mm-hmm. And, and many do. That's all they do all day long. The happiest people I know are walking barefoot outside with, and being one with nature. So anyway, those are some of the ways that you can start to, that doesn't cost anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's yours for the taking.
Well, yeah, not worrying what other people think.
That's very important. I mean, again, that's when we're allowing ego to now get in the way.
Yeah.
Your ego is not your amigo, I like to say.
Yeah.
But, that worrying about what other people think is very, very harmful to your growth.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a hard thing. I understand, especially for somebody young. I have children that are adult children that are in their 20s. And, I often, had to, when they were younger, remind them, it doesn't matter what somebody else thinks. You do what is right, or you do what feels right for you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But like this subject matter, like with spiritual growth, aliens, like you can't go around talking about this stuff to people. They always said isn't. Well, I guess you can, but
well,
you have to be careful.
so yes, okay. So it's not about worrying about what other people think so much, but what is it is it going to be a conversation that is going to help lift you?
Exactly. Yeah.
Or is this going to take away from you?
Mm, yeah.
So, not everybody is vibrating at the right frequency at this time to accept certain things or see certain things. It's just the way it is. It's written in their DNA.
Exactly.
Yours and mine.
Yep.
So I'll give you an example of this. And it was great. Well, actually, the example I'm going to give is I was sitting with my awakened, beautiful, spiritual friend at the shore. We were sitting, in our chairs, and it wasn't a very sunny day. There were some clouds, but there wasn't any rain clouds anywhere, just sitting outside by the water. And I noticed something in the sky. What I noticed was it wasn't a tornado cloud, but it looked like it could have been trying to form. Okay, it was trying to form, but it never actually succeeded. So what I saw was there was a cloud above this looked like a cone, and then there was a cloud under, but then the cone didn't go beyond that second cloud, if you understand. But what this in between this cone was doing, in between this space, was getting thinner and wider, thinner and wider. It was almost like a heartbeat. So I'm just looking I didn't even say anything to my friend. We were just talking, and I just had been watching and observing it. And I said, finally, I said, could you go look at that? Do you see what I see, or am I just saying things? She goes, it looks like it's an exchange of energy that's occurring. So I couldn't say what it was that was creating this exchange of energy. So together we watched this. And then all of a sudden, just like within a flash, it had disappeared, whatever it was. But I can't imagine what it was. So had I have been sitting there with another person that may not have been accepting or open to receive this, to see it with their own eyes, they would have not been able to, even though it was clear as day, but for me and for my friends at that time. So anyway, some people can see, you see people posting on MUFON, pictures or things that they found, that they've seen in the sky. Other people can't actually see it. So instead of arguing or debating with people that are not seeing it, let it go, because it's not for them to see at this time. They're not ready.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's
I've seen my fair share. I don't go around. I mean, I feel safe in this space here. I feel comfortable talking with you about it, and your listeners. I'm sure most, or if not all, are on the same page.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be tuning in, right?
Exactly.
So,
I think that was like a funnel cloud, something like that. That's my feeling.
well, I don't know if it was I've seen funnel clouds. I live in South Florida, so I've seen them. I've been in them, and even water spouts I've seen offshore. This was not that. It resembled. So it looked like it could have been, because I was waiting. I was literally watching it very carefully to see if it was going to form. It could have been trying to form, could have been that. But it was kind of different. What was different about it, it was pulsating, like a heartbeat.
Oh. Yeah,
I have no idea.
They wanted you to see it, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's great. Exciting.
So yeah, from your point of view, people that are not ready for this type of work, what does your spirit team say about it? You know, those that are not ready.
Well, they will see it when it's the right time for them. But there are some people that will not awaken before they pass. That was just written in their plan before they came, and that was their decision. So, however, disclosure is upon us. We are in it now.
Yes,
we are in it now. This is the time, and so it's very important. Hang on.
Yeah, sure.
So it's very important not to lose your connection with the people that are around you, that you have created this space, this safe space, and to be able to communicate during this time. So you're going to see new people coming on board that you may be surprised to know that somebody is very willing to understand that this is real, that we have visitors, that they're living here, they've been here. And this the person that you would have least expected to respond to, you're going to see that now happening more and more. You're going to say, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I'm so excited to hear, or that they're talking about this kind of stuff. And so you're going to know that you're not going to, overwhelm them all at one time with all the information that you have. Right? But we want to be careful. We want to be careful and understand that tribe is growing. That tribe is very, very large today. So, yeah. I came across a military guy. He was a, I'm so sorry to,
go ahead.
Ranger. He did 3 tours. And he came back and he said they absolutely are here. So I felt very comfortable, engaging then in this conversation that, he knows that intelligent life outside of our universe has provided the government information. And so, that's just another validation. This is just a person that did 3 tours, was in the government, fighting overseas, and absolutely, without a doubt, says, I already know that to be true.
Well, yeah, Trump was asked about UFOs recently. I don't know if you heard about that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he was asked by George Stephanopoulos, or however you pronounce his name. Yeah, and of course, when Trump said no, or he didn't believe it, I knew he was lying. So you can pretty much tell.
Right. So again, why are the guides? Why are the guides here telling us and showing us these things, but yet the government is denying? Well, the very small percentage, because it is a smaller percentage than it was, 30, 40 years ago. Yeah. The smaller percentage of people, it would cause pandemonium. And so that's the greatest fear. It's always been their fear. How are they going to manage? How are they going to manage the reaction of the masses? But they just really don't understand that we are well prepared and well aware and have been well aware, the larger percentage of citizens of the world, that it is here. We have experienced it. We've seen it. The denying of it is what's causing more harm.
Well, I don't know if you know. Yeah, because you've been busy. About the Pentagon talked about UFOs recently. About fighter jets seeing them, and now Congress is reviewing. I think the Senate or Congress is reviewing it. That was just recent.
So that's good that you're sharing that with me, because I don't watch, that.
Yeah.
If it's something that I need to know, I get the information. Like if something's happening, somebody will tell me. Right? But this kind of stuff, I don't really, because it's so unstable information.
Exactly.
So, but the reason that this is being put on the news, so they're just so that the information that just came through for me is that the reason that they are putting it on this programming is for the smaller percentage that does listen. It's part of the desensitizing stage. Because, you have to temper the water. Yeah. You have to do this, because the children that grew up with, it's just a weather balloon, and the man has been sent to the moon and is walking on the moon, that generation of people, a very large percentage of that age group are the 70s and 70 years old and up, are not awake. And that's the generation that they're addressing.
It's funny. We're talking.
Does that make sense to you? Did you hear me?
Yeah, as you're talking about this is breaking up.
Well, because this is what is happening, and those are the people. That is what's happening. So it's a generation. I mention this every single time, because each generation is more advanced than the next.
Yeah, it's going to spiritually advance. Yeah, it's getting.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I see it every day. It's a beautiful thing too to see it happening. And so the generation that grew up with the, like I said, the moon landing, it's just a weather balloon, the Roswell crash, or that generation of individuals, that's the percentage that is still asleep.
Yeah.
A percentage of it, not everyone, but it's the higher percentage.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do we desensitize this group? Well, we go to the outlet that they listen to every day. They're got the news on because they grew up with that. And that's how they get their information. So they're going to be given, the Pentagon. What did you say? The Pentagon is now doing.
Oh yeah, they mentioned they released tapes about fighter jets that saw on UFOs. They released the audio of it, and now Congress is reviewing it.
Okay, so now Congress is reviewing it. Pentagon is this. So then, okay. Well, if the Pentagon said so and Congress said so, then then I should probably pay attention to that. That's what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, that's how they can reach them.
Those are our parents, you can say. So they're not really, but they're technically, society has given them the power to be the parent, you can say.
So I'm going to tell you a funny story about that with my parents and that age group, because I do work with people that are in that age group as well. They come here for body work. It's a beautiful thing. Well, I have a friend who is an artist and did this interpretation of an alien being that came to her. And I have the picture that she painted. It's a gorgeous. I'm going to actually take a snapshot and show you. It's so beautiful. And it was a gift that she gave me in my new home. And this beautiful picture. It's an alien visitor that she has had many visits. She actually is originally from Romania, and so in Romania has had many encounters there. But now here she is in America. So I have this picture on my wall in my room that I have where I do my work, and it's funny to see the senior population when they first see it, their reaction versus the younger generation when they come in, because they're like, "Oh my God, that is so cool! I've seen something like that before," versus the older population looking at it going, nothing. They're just, well, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to send you a picture of that, and I want you to see it. It's really an incredible photograph, of painting rather, of her interpretation of one of her alien visitors.
Yeah, but about the Zeta Grays, you have connection with them. They
I do, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what came to me today to give me that message.
Oh, neat. Yeah, I don't know, what do they say? What is their connection with us? There's always different interpretations, but
so he just said they just say a buffer. Like the buffer. So they're showing me the government, them, and us, the buffer. But I have a very big connection to the Golden Triangle. I remember that was my tracking device, if you will, and nobody knows how I got it there, and the doctors are telling me they have no idea. Well, that is something that I know that my connection is really primarily with the Golden Triangle heads, which, by the way, I don't know anything about, other than that they have visited with me. But the buffer between us and the other alien races is Zeta Gray.
Yeah. Yeah, Zetas are usually pretty quiet about their connection with us.
Well, they're the most humanoid.
Yeah.
So I think that's what their role. I think that's what their role has been, and they're the closest descendant. So then that's what they're saying, the closest descendant.
Okay. Well, because you think Palladians aren't, because Palladians look like us. Maybe not exactly, but I guess their DNA is a lot different than ours.
Well, they're just telling me that, if you understand, the Palladians don't work with our government the way that the Zetas do.
That's true. It's true. You don't hear about Roswell and a bunch of,
So I'm not saying anything about that the Pleiadians are not a connection very close to the humans, and they are definitely humanoid. But I'm talking about the connection between government and
Zeta. I got you.
Citizens, yeah.
That makes sense. Their communication between us and the alien beings is Zeta, you can say.
Because they can't be so they say, well, we can't just walk around like the Pleiadians can.
No, really.
So, they just can't walk around because so the Pleiadians can walk around, and if you give it a second or third look, you might be like, what? But at first glance, they could get away with integrating, which they already are.
Yeah, with the Zeta, when you see one, it's like, guess what that is? So you immediately know what that is. So for the Palladians, like, okay, that's an alien. Okay, whatever you say.
Well, we're alien too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's what we're going to.
Let's not forget we're aliens. We're calling everybody else aliens.
Exactly. We're going to start over time identify ourselves like that. Like people see themselves as Mexican and American.
No, we're not. There's no separation.
Exactly.
We're the human alien.
Exactly. And more of that will be,
And
your
very important too, by the way, because we need to be as one and know we are one. How
Mhm.
are we going to get to that state and that mindset that we are one?
Mhm.
By understanding that term, that's a good term that was just given, the human alien.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I don't know. I've been kind of looking at this as the same as like uh, the alien arising, the alien awareness. I mean, I've been seeing it similar. I compare it to the LGBTQ group.
Nice, yeah, yeah.
You remove that part and just put alien there. We're kind of going to the same thing. We can't talk about it.
Right, but you couldn't talk about LGB 10 years ago.
No, you could not. Or before
Comfortably.
that.
You could do whatever you want, but comfortably and be in this space that we are and understanding it that this is real. There's nothing wrong with that. It's
Exactly.
an extension of our human race.
Yeah.
Exactly. Is all it is. It's a deeper extension and understanding, and so for generations we have been stifled as a human race that we are just this, only this, and then created segregation of the races and religions.
Exactly.
That has changed so much. Look at that now compared to 30, 40 years ago. 50. I'm 50 years old, 51, but 50 years ago, I was born at the time there was that going on, that separation.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And so today, what separation? That's the mindset. You can control the mind and create the world outside of yourself to match what's inside by simply understanding your power. Create your life from within.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, there would probably be alien clubs, maybe secret clubs, but alien clubs.
Like a nightclub?
Yeah, like a nightclub. I mean, some of your goth clubs are kind of, I guess clubs in general are kind of alien already, but they're not really themed that way. But
right.
Alien Parade.
Well, listen, it's already here. It's already happening.
Yeah, exactly.
But now it's just about each of us taking control, of ourselves and only focusing, because as we work on ourselves, we're working on the collective.
Yeah.
Because we are all part of the one unit being human alien.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good title, The Human Alien.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll label ourselves somehow. But
they must really be talking about us in this way because they keep putting that word in. I keep saying it over and over again. That's maybe how they look at us.
Yeah, I mean we're extension of their other alien beings and their consciousness, their experiences. So
right, yes, that is correct. So
we're just taking to a human form.
Right.
Yeah.
And so for some reason I'm having interference right now, so I missed what you said.
We just take other alien experience, alien like Zeta, Pleiadian, Syrian. We have their DNA, their knowledge. We're just, even the animals here. Some people act like birds, some people act like fish. We're just living in a human experience. That's all.
Here's another story. You just brought up you reminded me of a very interesting situation that occurred 2 days ago with one of my clients. So as I'm doing my work, I work intuitively. So whatever's going on with the person, they don't tell me what it is. I just tap in, and I want it to happen intuitively, and then after they validate. So I'm working on this woman, and I can't leave her eyes. So I'm just working on the eyes. And so the spirit was showing me that spirit, energy, alien, whatever, I was being shown by another source that there was so there is an animal in the animal kingdom or reptilian where, when they blink, they have a coating that comes down first and then the eyelid. Is that a lizard or something? What animal does that?
Oh, God. I think it's a lizard. I can't think of it.
Okay. But do you understand? You've seen that in science class, right? They talk about it where. So what they were showing me is that the protective lid that goes down before her eyelid was stuck.
Whoa, weird.
Which is weird. So now I'm doing my work. I'm like, why am I seeing this? But then I learned after a period of time, okay, stop asking, just go with it. So I'm here. I'm doing my Reiki work and focusing on the eyes and trying to release that which is stuck. And excuse me, I get the opportunity to clear everything up, and everything is moving and cleared out of the way. So that was weird. So when I got done, she said, "What did you do to my eyes? I could see better now." And I didn't know that she had a problem seeing before. She said, "My eyes have been bothering me since my last time I was here." So it's like every 2 weeks this woman sees me for other work. But this particular day, this is what was presented. And I said, well, and I explained, because she is awake and aware, that relation to the animal kingdom, we are related. And there are connections coming through. So maybe, and I said, she says, I must have been a reptilian, come from the reptilian. I said, well, that's the only creature that I know that has this happen with the eyes. But at any rate, bottom line is, they were showing me this. This is what I did, and it affected her positively in this form that she is now. So
interesting. Yeah, it makes sense. Some kind of it feels like part of it why those things happen, so she can get knowledge about herself too.
Yeah. She learned at that moment that her connection to the reptilian race.
Yeah, for this world, it's pretty normal because we're learning from the reptilian, knowledge on this planet. It's not always on all worlds, but definitely this one. How hard it is to be a reptilian.
And not all reptilians, the reptilians have a stigma, because we were talking about that, she and I. And she said, and I said, not all of the reptilian race, or I don't know for a fact, but I'm not getting a negative feeling about it.
Yeah, exactly. Most of them are laid back. At least our animal kingdom, most are laid back. They're just chilling.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure, because I never really had made connections with the reptilian race. I haven't. It's been mostly Zeta Gray, the Golden Triangle Head, and the Pleiadians. There was a few other races, but never did I connect with the reptilian, which was interesting, because here I am aiding and assisting in that block that was going on.
Well, that was knowledge for you too. Obviously there's like a warrior type of reptilian race, and those are never easy to be around. But no warrior is ever easy to be around. But
of course not.
It's like where more people calm down their fears of like alien reptilians, I think that'll help the awakening greatly. Because
Well, there was no fear being in her presence, and I can tell you, I did not feel threatened at all.
well, you have somebody like David Icke that's talking about. I mean, I imagine you're familiar with David Icke.
Yes.
You know, he talks about
I
reptilians,
know of him.
but that they're bad, and he's only talking about the bad. It's never the good. I don't think he ever talks about the good. There is good reptilian. I think it's weird how he's just putting that one message out. I mean, yeah, it's helping people awaken, that's for sure. But there are positive reptilians, and once we make that balance, more as alien connections become easier. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no reason to fear.
Oh, many do. Well, they haven't seen them too. I mean, some people, when you awaken to this type of work, you start seeing all kinds of stuff.
You see it all, but before I was awake, I had my first visit, and that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I was, terrorized in my own mind. They didn't do anything bad to me, but it was a very frightening experience. But now, today, I call upon them, and when I see them, I am not afraid.
Yeah, I had when I started channeling, I was connecting to Egypt, and I would, after the channeling, it would be a public recording. I would feel this reptilian being like outside my bedroom doors, looking at me like all angry.
Right. Well, that is a frightening feeling.
I mean, I wasn't scared, but I was like, damn. It's like
supervising you.
I mean, I felt another reptilian in my kitchen. I saw him. He wasn't too happy. I went to the kitchen. It's like, man, I do not feel comfortable here at all. And in the morning, I opened up the fridge, and in the corner of my eye, I saw reptilian energy. I mean, I saw it. Just it was like armored. It had like an armored shell around it or something like that. Just super pissed. So,
really?
That was fun. Yeah, because I went to
he wasn't angry at you, was he?
Oh, it was angry, all right. No, it was mad. I went to a psychic circle after that, and I guess he came with me. People there felt them around. They knew I did alien connections. They felt him walking around, stomping his foot. It's like, what the hell's going on here?
Was he trying to tell you something that he needed you to say to
no,
the group?
Yeah, stop talking.
Stop talking. So do you think that he's manipulating, the government is connected to that?
Yeah, he was, yeah. There's like they just didn't want me to talk about it and stuff. It's like I'm telling there's a lot of people at this group, of course, some people are freaking out a little bit, but but either way.
So I was just shown from that is, do you feel that that's a government manipulation?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do. I believe it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I don't feel that the alien race is here to cause us harm or tell us to stop talking. They want us to.
Well,
I feel like they want us to.
Well, there's a dark side here. I mean, I know what I saw. A government manipulation. I think it was a reptilian, though. I wasn't too pleased.
There are so many things that we do not know, but I see, but I can't translate. And that is like AI kind of connection.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know the answer, but I do know that it's not organic. I'm feeling that it's not organic. It's not coming from the original source. Is what I'm being shown right now.
Was there for intimidation?
That's right, because it was part of the point of be quiet.
Yeah, well last week, Friday and Saturday, I felt like I was fighting the spirit world, and Saturday I felt it was a government attack.
Right, it is. And they can operate in different dimensions because they've already started working there decades ago.
Yeah, last week was fine. Then Friday came, and I forgot what I said. See, they're trying to get me to stop talking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I can't always remember. Because even Sunday, I was there and researching to talk about a little bit more about 9/11, and then I felt sick this week, so I didn't really go.
Well, they don't want that for darn sure. There's no way they want that to be revived.
Yeah, because like Dick Cheney, I did a little bit on that. Dick Cheney, I feel like he did know something. What was coming is my feeling on it. I don't know about Bush. I mean, I think he knew something, but not. What's my interpretation?
They don't want us to talk about any of this. I'm telling you right now, no. They're shutting that down right now because that is what is going to be the tipping point.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I know it's a very let's not go there.
But that will be event. I guess that'll be an unveiling over time.
That's what I mean by tipping point.
Yeah, interesting. That'd be nice. People want to know. So, oh my God, the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah, that's also, but that's actually happening now. We're going to start hearing more about it now.
Yeah, like it took 30 years to get something out of that.
For some reason, on the YouTube, when I was looking over a video, I was doing a meditation or some kind, and it was so irrelevant and not related, but a Shirley MacLaine conversation popped up in you know how they make the suggestions?
Yeah.
Of her talking about JFK's connections and assassination to the aliens.
Mm-hmm.
And so that came up, ironically enough, yesterday, and always I get something before you and I talk. Mm-hmm. They always give me like a little, dangle something in my face, something like that. But there was a video, you can look it up. I didn't watch it because it was on a Larry King or something, and I just don't like that. But it was. But I love Shirley MacLaine and that she is trying to use whatever vehicle she can to say things about the topic. But you can look up Shirley MacLaine on Larry King, JFK. See if you find it.
Yeah, I'm looking up right now. Yeah. They have Kennedy honors. That's not what I'm looking for.
I would just say Shirley MacLaine, Larry King, JFK. Anyway, it was just kind of, weird. But that stuff, what I'm trying to say is that reveal is here now. It's going to start. I feel like this past year, it started to see more and more of this.
Yeah.
In what I'm seeing on my end, meaning, my abilities take me to other dimensions, and so it shows me it coming in here now. Mm-hmm. Like people are starting to say, "Wait a minute now, hold on."
Yeah, the whole thing.
With JFK?
I mean, what is your feeling about the JFK and aliens?
He was going to disclose.
I don't know, something doesn't feel right about it. I mean, it might have been just the aerospace companies are all hiding what's going on. I guess he was going to slowly move into that direction.
Well, he wanted us to be informed. Mm-hmm. In all honesty, that's what I get. And that they didn't want to jeopardize that.
Well, he knew he was going to die, that's for sure. He didn't know how, but he knew. I guess he got threatened. I don't know if they threatened him or what, but maybe not. But he knew something was coming. That's my feeling on it.
Well, I think that he took the position he did, knowing that was going to be a very high possibility but still, as a human race, he wanted us to know the truth.
Yeah. Yes,
He didn't. He couldn't make logic of why are we keeping it. Why do only a chosen few know this information? Like, he didn't agree with that.
Well, I guess what I'm getting is that he knew, like, kind of like what the presidents now know, which is not much, but he knew something. He knew enough that these companies are covering stuff up, and he was ready to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. And he slipped and told other people who soon lost their lives as well.
Exactly. Yep. Definitely. Yeah, I can see that. So he didn't really know a whole lot, but he knew something was being covered up.
But he was the president and representing, and so everybody asleep would be listening to every word he said and believing every word he said. So it was a threat to the deep state.
Yeah, because
there was no way they were going to let that happen.
I don't know.
So we never knew what he was going to tell us.
Mm-mm. Just speculate.
That's right.
With we could probably wrap up soon, but with aerospace companies, like Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, like they make missiles and stuff, want to blow everything up. But do you think they're going to go more into space and stop?
They already are.
Well, they are, but you think the war on Earth is going to calm down eventually? Obviously, it will, but
I don't feel a war. I don't feel a war.
I don't either, but
I feel more of an extension of another galaxies.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get into outer further
because they can't blow anybody up anymore as much as they'd like to.
It can't. We're protected.
Yeah.
This is the only this cannot happen, and so they're going beyond Earth, like Earth, as it is right now, versus the going outside of our galaxy. I think that's where they're at right now. Seeking beyond, because they're already hearing different sounds outside of our galaxy. So how are they achieving that?
You think? You think they already went out there already? You just don't.
Well, they're hearing sounds. They're like recording sounds outside of our galaxy. So how do you achieve that without getting close?
Getting out
right.
there. Yeah.
So I don't have knowledge of that, but I only have an image in my mind's eye of so. I have the planetary chart in front of my eyes, and then I see it going beyond that, Pluto.
Nice. Good.
So there's maybe an association to Pluto.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Don't look at Pluto. Don't pay attention to them. Come to find out.
Nobody pays attention to Pluto.
Come to find out they're all over there.
Didn't they say that? Did they say at some point it wasn't a planet, or we're trying to say it wasn't a planet?
Yeah, that's what they're going with right now. Yep.
Okay, so why do you suppose?
They don't want us to pay attention to it for obvious reasons. Well, there's a lot of knowledge of Pluto that they're not. They know stuff they're not telling us. That's for sure.
Could be another base. Who knows?
It was a larger planet. It feels like it is. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah.
So we're talking about it. You just went out. I couldn't hear you. You just got interrupted again.
Yeah, I think there's something there. There's some kind of alien station there, definitely, or from our planet. We have some kind of base there or something.
I still haven't figured out what SpaceX is trying to achieve.
To send us all to Mars and just stand there and do nothing once we get there.
But I don't understand what it's trying to achieve every time it launches and lands.
Oh, they're just sending stuff to satellites and stuff like that.
I don't know about that.
That's the going story at least, yeah.
Right, so I know that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know what they're doing, but it's not that.
Yeah. Well, you're in that area, so yeah.
Oh, a neighbor of mine, not too far, because I'm right here on the shore, on the intercoastal. took a picture. They saw she's like 3 neighborhoods south of me here. But I wasn't about to get up at 3, whatever time in the morning it was. She did, but she took a picture of it, and yeah, you could see it from here. And I'm far from Kennedy Space Center. I'm very far south of there. On Palm Beach, compared to Kennedy Space Center, Satellite Beach is quite a ways. 2 hours south, and you could still see it.
Wow.
On the shore here. Yeah. I don't know what they're doing. I'm like, why are you going up? Like, what are you really doing? I can't figure that one out yet. That's still like, I don't even focus on that too much.
Yeah, I don't want to get any psych attacks.
Not yet, anyway. That's not where the action is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, China is out there, and probably more than. Well, yeah, around Russia, I felt we don't hear about. You never will hear about. Russia sends a lot of NASA scientists up to the space station, but there's a lot more going on in Russia. Obviously, it's out in Siberia. I mean, not many people have vacations out there. So
no. Let me tell you.
There is a city building up, and they are building up Siberia as part of it. I thought it was like the coldest place in the world, one of them at least. Anyway,
I don't know.
Who knows? So, all right, we'll probably wrap it up. Anything else before we get going?
Let me just ask real quick. Just stay true to who you are. That's all, just stay true to who you are, and, don't let others influence your belief system.
Yeah. Very good. Yep. Just trust your inner self. So,
that's the bottom line. Yeah, it's very simple.
Yep.
Well, thank you again for having me here. I enjoyed speaking with you, and hopefully your audience enjoyed our conversation as well.
Yeah, I believe so. All right, thank you. We'll give you a call next month. All right, much love, everyone.
Sounds good. Have a good night.
All right, take care, everyone. Have a great night. Take care.